Teddy Ruxpin, Teddy Ruxpin, yeah, Teddy Ruxpin, Teddy Ruxpin, yeah. You got your ass.
Hey there, Teddy Ruxpin here, and today we're doing the top 5 movies that never happened. Well, actually, they sort of happened, right? Like later. But these are movies that were supposed to fucking happen. These are movies that would have been awesome if they did happen, but they didn't end up happening, right? But they ended up happening later, but they ended up being completely different than what they were originally going to be. I know it sounds like a complicated kind of top 5, but when I get started, you'll know what I'm talking about, alright? So let's get started. Alright, start with number 5, RoboCop, directed by Darren Aronofsky. Right, yeah, Darren Aronofsky, the guy who directed Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan, was gonna do RoboCop. And his RoboCop would have been a crazy, bleak image of the future that was just gonna blow your fucking mind. I mean, it was gonna be nuts. It was gonna be awesome, but it was gonna be too epic and too big for them to actually do. So it didn't happen, right? But it would have been awesome if it did. I mean, years later, they ended up making a really crappy RoboCop reboot. They were just kind of bland and lame. I mean, it wasn't like awesome like the original fucking RoboCop. And it wasn't like, well, who knows what the fucking Darren Aronofsky RoboCop would have been. Who fucking knows, right? Yeah. Number 4, the Darren Aronofsky Batman. Yeah, Darren Aronofsky was going to do Batman. He was going to do RoboCop and he was going to do Batman. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I mean, before Christopher Nolan gave us Batman Begins, right, Warner Brothers wanted to reboot Batman in some kind of way. So originally they got Darren Aronofsky to do a fucking Batman movie with a Frank Miller script, right? Yeah, script by Frank Miller. Frank Miller is the Batman guy, right? He wrote The Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One, so it was going to be kind of like Batman Year One, talk about Bruce Wayne becoming Batman, right? But apparently it was too dark, it was too bleak, and the studio was like, we don't like this. It's not the kind of movie we want, you know. So they ended up going with Christopher Nolan's take on the young Bruce Wayne story instead, right? Number 3 is Superman, done by Tim Burton, starring Nicolas Cage as Superman, right? Yeah, I know you guys have probably heard about this fucking movie, right? Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman, right? It was going to be about the death of Superman, and he was going to also come back, right? Come back from the grave in some kind of way. And Tim Burton was directing it. It was going to be a crazy version of Superman. You know, actually, there's a big fucking documentary about this movie that didn't get fucking made. Actually, I did a fucking video about this fucking movie, you know? Because it really is fascinating. It would have been an interesting chapter in the Superman saga, but it didn't end up happening, right? I mean, years later, they ended up making Superman Returns, right? Which incorporated a lot of ideas from this movie that didn't happen. But it was nowhere near the fucking crazy movie that we could have fucking gotten with Tim Burton and fucking Nicolas Cage. It might have been nuts. Might have been awesome. But it didn't fucking happen, right? Number 2 is Planet of the Apes, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by Oliver Stone. Yeah, this shit almost fucking happened, right? I mean, imagine fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger just after he made fucking Terminator 2. And Oliver Stone just after he fucking finished Natural Born Killers. Oh, yeah, it would have been a crazy fucking ultra-violent mindfuck of a sci-fi movie, you know what I mean? Oh, it would have been nuts. Arnold Schwarzenegger like blowing away guys in fucking monkey suits. I would have loved to fucking seen that. But no. It would have been too crazy and fucking just too nuts. So it didn't happen. So instead, we got the fucking crappy Planet of the Apes, directed by Tim Burton, starring Mark fucking Wahlberg. That one sucked. But it would have been way cooler if it was Arnold Schwarzenegger in there. Yeah, that would have been better. But it didn't fucking happen. But the number 1 fucking crazy, awesome movie that didn't fucking happen. But if it did, it would have been fucking awesome. But it did end up being made in some kind of fucking way. But, but the number one movie that would have been awesome if it happened, but it didn't fucking happen. What? Is there any better fucking way to say this? Yeah. Anyway, the number one awesome movie that didn't happen is the James Cameron Spider-Man movie. Oh yeah. Yeah, back in the fucking 90s, James Cameron wanted to make a Spider-Man movie. And James Cameron is awesome. You know, he's the mind behind Aliens, Terminator, True Lies. He's the master of action, and he's fucking awesome. And his version of Spider-Man would have been badass. But it was just too fucking epic, right? It would have just been too expensive because it was too ambitious and too fucking big, you know? I mean, James Cameron thinks big, right? He does. He's made some of the most expensive movies of all time, right? So yeah, his Spider-Man movie would have been the biggest fucking shit of all time. But it didn't happen. Nope. But it got made maybe like a decade later. Directed by Sam Raimi starring Tobey Maguire. It was a big hit. You know, Spider-Man was good. But you know that fucking James Cameron Spider-Man would have been fucking amazing. Oh, it would have been fucking incredible. But it didn't fucking happen. But, you know, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's kind of a weird list, you know. Movies that didn't happen, but then they did happen, but, yeah. Anyway, till fucking next time, keep it fucking real.